What's going on, everybody? This is Renegade #1, aka the Feminist Killer, #Logitorian. Don't be afraid of being a nonconformist. I understand that that's very difficult. I understand that that's easier said than done. But if you really, reminisce over your whole life, from the day you came out of your mom's vagina into the doctor's arms, that's when the programming started. You were told that you need to be around these type of people. You need to go to this type of school. You need to marry this type of woman. You need to have this type of religion. You need to live in a certain type of place. You need to have a certain amount of money. You need to have a certain amount of principles. You've had other people's ideas since you were a little kid laid out in front of you. And to me, you have to understand that those are not your ideas. Most people living on this earth, they do not have their own identity. They don't have their own ideas. They don't know how to develop their own. They don't know how to do it. A lot of people have Stockholm syndrome. I've said that word before, where they just submit to the programming and the abuse of their parents or the people that raised them. And they just have that become ideas of their, they have those ideas that were imputed in their brain and they just call it as their own ideas. A lot of people that say, oh, their ideas are theirs are not really theirs. Because it's been hammered into them so much that they just submitted to it. And so the thing with being a nonconformist is that you're not afraid of, what people would say as burning bridges. You're not afraid of letting people go. If they stay in your life, they stay in your life. If they want to go, they can go. It's fine. But I'm going to live on my account. I'm going to choose to have my own identity. I'm not going to think with a group mindset. And I think the problem is, the number one reason why I think a lot of people are afraid of being a nonconformist and going against the grain is because they are afraid of sabotaging relationships. You're afraid about how your friends are gonna feel. You're afraid of how your mother and father are gonna feel. Your closest relatives or whatever. And I think that's the biggest problem why a lot of people will ultimately, to be honest with you, a lot of people will remain blue-pilled, ignorant, blind, whatever word you want to use. They're going to remain that way as long as they continue to hold on to these traditional ideas and this traditional lifestyle that they believe they should live. They believe that they should be in church praying to a fake God that really doesn't fucking exist. They believe that they need to get married to a woman because their dad told them that they should get married, or their mom told them that they should get married. Those are all programs. They're told that they need to have children because who told them? Their father told them. They were told that they need to pass their name down. They were told that they need to do certain things. You don't need to follow those traditions. That's not freedom, that's slavery. Don't ever allow somebody to make decisions on how you need to live your life. If someone is making decisions on how you need to live your life, then what's the point of living at all then? Live life the way you want to live it. Live life freely. Be smart, not dumb. Now again, for those who desire change and desire to be black-pilled and desire to be free from this confusing, destructive, toxic society, you have to change yourself. You can't be afraid of going against the grain. That's the number one thing. And the key to going against the grain is not being afraid of hurting people's feelings. You understand? Forget what your mom said. Forget what your dad said. Forget what your so-called friends say. Listen, the reality is, if you really want to grow and if you really want to be black-pilled and if you really want to ascend past this bullshit, you cannot be afraid of offending people. You're going to offend people regardless. You can't be afraid of letting relationships go. That's the key. You're going to cut off a lot of people. You're going to cut off a lot of people regardless. Stop hanging on the past. It's not going to happen. Okay? You can't take your friends with you. That's the sad reality. Most of the time for me, I spend most of my time alone because I understand what type of society I live in. I'm practicing Stoicism, obviously. I've said that before. I'm practicing Taoism. These are all, and pretty much the black pill is an Eastern philosophy, right? And so if you know that you're practicing a Eastern philosophy and you're in a place that practices Western ideas, you're surrounded around millions of people who follow westernized ideas, you're gonna unknowingly face a resistance. You're gonna have a clash. So it's better. You're just better off being alone most of the time, and that's how it should be. Find peace in solitude. Find peace in yourself. Going out and looking for peace from other people is just damn near impossible. You want to be your own man. Most people don't know how to do that. Most people don't know how to give themselves an identity. They follow an identity that was given to them. They follow a layout that was placed in front of them. I don't want to be told how to think, how to dress, and how to act. I don't give a fuck who you are. And that's the mentality that most of you should acclimate yourself to. And to be honest with you, if you don't think you can shake off influence, if you don't think you can handle breaking off relationships, then you can't fully evolve. You will never be able to be black pill. You will never be able to be truly free, because you're always worried about how people are going to receive you. You're always looking for validation. These are all traits of a blue pillar. And again, I don't expect you to change over time, but you should be a work in progress every day. And the thing is, if you really want to change, you have to make yourself change. That's one thing that I had to let go, is understanding that I can't change anybody. That person has to change themselves. So every day you get up in the morning, you have to motivate yourself. You can't look for another person to motivate you to change. That's pathetic. That's a pathetic way of thinking. If you think like that, you need to change your mindset. Because I can put out the information, but it's up to you to apply it to your life. It's up to you to be like, damn, I need to break these bad habits. I need to unlearn these destructive ideas. I need to stop living for other people and start living for myself. You know, and the thing, like I said, culture and tradition keeps people blue pill. I noticed that a lot. Different race of people, they will not go against their culture and their tradition, which enables them to be blue pill, influences them to be blue pill. I noticed that a lot. A lot of people, this is the thing about cultures and religions. They encourage you to be blue pill. They encourage you to have a sheep mindset. They encourage you to be a simp. You cannot have a religion as a black pillar. Being black pill means you're aware of everything. You're aware of, like I said 1,000 times, when you're black pill, when you're truly black pill, you understand religion is a lie. Any religion is a lie. You understand culture is a lie. You understand everything you've been told is a lie. You cannot subscribe to any mainstream idea. Unless you have logical reasoning behind it, don't follow it. But most people, they will convince themselves to stay in a lie. Therefore, they will always be blue pilled. Most people are not comfortable with change. They've been living this way for 20, 30, 40 years, longer than that, and they just can't see themselves changing. And that's the thing about human beings. We are creatures of habit. So you have to be you have to be aware of what habits you instill. Most people instill bad habits and they end up in a bad situation. So it's up to you to change yourself. I can't do it. You have to do it. So I think the part of you being your own person, part of you changing, and part of you being aware is being comfortable with being disliked, being comfortable with being ridiculed by everybody, and just in knowing how to have a stoic mindset. You know, a book that I want you guys to read before I close out this video it's a book by Ansel Ganger called Unoffendable. Unoffendable is exactly what it implies. It teaches you not to be offended, teaches you how to accept insults without reacting back in anger. And that's something that I'm going to talk about later on in the line is most of you need to read this book. If you're not reading the books, if you're not trying to progress and you're not taking in different accounts of knowledge, then you don't really want to change. You're just wasting your time. Don't waste your time. I'm going to continue to, give you different reads, different books, but obviously you got to want it for yourself. No one should want it more than you. And I don't have nobody I'll speak for myself before I close it out. I don't have anybody telling me what to do. I don't have somebody standing over me, reminding me to stay focused. I have to do it myself because I genuinely want it that badly. That's how much I care about this shit. I do it on my account. No one telling me. That's it. If you want to change, you're responsible for what happens. No one else is responsible for if you fail or if you pass. You're responsible. If you're in the situation you're in right now, whether it's fucked up or whether it's a good situation, that's because of you. And to me, if you acknowledge the fact that you're in a fucked up situation and you choose not to do anything about it, that's pathetic. And you must change that mindset. But this is Renegade #1. Like the video, share, subscribe. Peace.